the annotations that we have to write if you want to make a CDS as an analytical query. Okay, and first of all, before going to that annotations, what are the types of analytical queries we have it? Okay, where we use it generally, guys. Any system that you have to be accessing a CDS, then the CDS should be made, most of the CDS should be analytical. Then only third parties, all types of third parties should have analytical type of CDS. In general, CDS, whatever we written till now, can be accessed within by SAP systems. Some of the third-party system, like 10 to 20% of third-party system can access this type of CDS also. Third-party systems. Okay, guys, there is a feature called any third-party system. Okay, most of the 90% of third-party systems which are in the world can access directly CDS, guys. Okay, can access directly CDS. Some are direct. If they are not able to access the CDS directly, there are options where you can convert the CDS into REST, nothing but an OData application. Okay, so now that REST conversion we'll see as a next step in next subsequent classes. For now, we'll discuss how to make a CDS as an analytical query. Okay, now to make an analytical query, nothing to do, guys. Just we need to add couple of annotations as a like where you can use as for BW reporting, for ABAP reporting, all these things we can use this analytical queries, guys. Okay, now let me share a couple of annotations. Stop. Just a minute, guys. So now, as a part of that, all the annotations what you written should be there. But at on top of that, we need to add this analytical queries, guys. Okay, so these are specifically comes under annotations analytical data category. Okay, analytics data category that comes under analyticals data category. It comes under analytical data category. Okay, so it is used to specifically, these are used to enable the multi-dimensional data. It is used to enable the CDS as a multi-dimensional data where it can be consumed by any third-party system, specifically internally BI BW systems for reporting all these things. If you want to use a multi-purpose any CDS, then analytical data category annotation should be introduced, guys. Okay, now in this we have different categories, guys, different type. First, dimension. Okay, the type of this CDS is dimension. Okay, here dimension view represents master data. If you are writing a CDS which is related to master data, then you have to specify dimension. You have to specify the category of the CDS is a dimension, guys. Okay, so these particular dimensions, any CDS which you define as a dimension can be used for master data, customizing data, or any like an sales organization tables. If you're writing a CDS, then you can specify as a dimension. This type of CDS can be used as a check tables, to other CDS, nothing but as a F4 help, value help, not check table, F4 help and value table. You can use this type of CDS as an F4 help and value help for other CDS where it is being used in the reportings. Okay, so dimension is a one type of category where it is used for, this view represents for master data. Guys, even though you write a master data, you specify any other type, doesn't matter. It doesn't implication, doesn't reflect on your output based on the type of category you specify. It is by reading. If I see reading, okay, dimension, then it is related to this type of data. That way we have to judge it, guys. Okay, now next, second one is fact. You may heard the word fact sheets. The people term use fact sheets. In HANA, they use a terminology called fact sheets, nothing but a reports, guys. Fact sheets, nothing but a CDS has been designed in backend for that particular. Sheet is nothing but showing an information. Any transactional data which you create with the type of any CDS which you create a transactional data, then you have to use this type of real fact, guys. Okay, the type is fact. This is used specifically if it is a transactional data, guys. If it is a transactional data. Next, third one, finally, it is cube. It is cube. Okay, guys, it is cube. Now, this represents this type of CDS. It is used to represent multi-purpose. Okay, multi-purpose data. Generally, guys, people will use this dimension or cube. Okay, fact, rarely they use. Okay, that doesn't matter impact on your any of your business things, but the cube is a multi-purpose. Cube is a multi-purpose. Now, if you use this type of annotation, cube can be used for any combination of transactional, combination of material, sorry, master and transactional. If such data has been as a part of your CDS, then you can use analytical data category cube. Okay, now basically the cube representation is, it represents factorial data. This can be used for any type of data, any type, and on the top of the cube, there will be a consumption. How it will, I'll show you guys, don't worry. Okay, what it means is cube, thus any series that you write, the cube should be next layer to your output type, next layer to your output consumption CDS. Okay, so that's the reason cube is a preferred way of writing any CDS you write. Cube is a preferred way. Okay, for writing this annotation. Okay, now see here, the annotation for this is at the rate of analytics, okay, dot data category, colon, followed by, you can use anything guys based on your requirement, dimension, followed by fact, followed by cube. Dimension followed by cube. Anything is not a case sensitive. You can use cube or anything, fact in caps or small, that doesn't matter. Okay, it is not case sensitive guys. Okay, so these three are the types of analytical data categories. Anything that you have to create a top layer, a CDS as a reporting, then you have to come with this particular data layers guys. Okay, in the basically in cube, generally this is a multi-purpose guys. Cube is is mostly used. Cube is mostly used. 80% of CDS is of type cube, where it is a multi-purpose, multi-dimensional, all sort of calculations, anything which you do, joins, left out region, everything can be performed as a cube. It is a just multi-purpose. Okay, now this way we have to specify. Basically guys, whenever you create a CDS, there is a structure that we know the VDM types. Okay, we have discussed VDM type basic, okay, followed by composite, and followed by consumption. These are the three VDM types, nothing but basic, composite, consumption. We already discussed, and we have created a CDS which is of type basic and composite, but we have never created a consumption. Just annotation changes. Okay, but what actually makes a difference now? Consumptions comes into picture. Okay, now apart from these three annotations, apart from these three data categories, we have one more category guys, at the rate of analytics, dot query. Dot query should be we specified true. If any CDS is specified analyticals dot query, this is a, if this any CDS has an annotation analyticals dot query true, then that CDS is a top layer. That CDS is a top layer, nothing but it is the CDS which is exposed to the third parties. It is the CDS which is exposed to the third party systems guys. Okay, now here any CDS that you return have this annotation analyticals dot query true, then in that type of CDS, remember, in that type of CDS you cannot do joins, you cannot write associations or anything. It will be top of only one CDS. It will be top of only one single CDS. Okay, now if I want to write only on one single CDS, what is the purpose of writing this annotation? I want to group it, right? Yes, that should be done, but it should be in a structural pattern. It should be in a structural pattern. So now see here guys, how the structure is built. Basically, first is a combination of analytical data categories and followed by VDM types. It's a combination of analytical data category and combination of VDM types, guys. Now, annotation such a way that now see here, basically we specify, see the structure at the rate of VDM dot view type. Okay, I'd specify basic. Okay, now if I specify a basic, what is mean by that? Okay, it is based on the core database table. It may be master table, it may be customizing table, or it may be transactional table, doesn't matter. Okay, it may be any type. If I use any core database table as a part of my CDS, then it's a basic. Now here the analytical queries comes into picture as here this or this. Okay, fact followed by this, anything you can use. Okay, dimension or fact, you can use dimension or fact. Dimension, if it is only CDS is related to your master data configuration data, then use dimension. Then CDS involve any of the transactional data, then use fact. Now what happens, we are combining the VDM types and data category. The two annotations comes here. This is the first layer. Now this is a layer 1. Okay, fine. Now this is a layer 1. Okay, now similarly, what layer 2 comes with composite, guys. Layer 2 comes with composite. Layer 2 comes with VDM type composite. We done a CDSS on top of basic things. We done a CDS on top of basic CDSS. Okay, nothing but that or comes under composite. We know composite, any CDS that has been written on top of any other CDS, that comes under composite. Now, if you're using composite, guys, just you can use any type of category. It is applicable. Just I'm showing right now. Any type of category can be used, fact, or you can use consumption also. Doesn't matter. Okay, sorry, not consumption, cube. You can use any data, applicable categories, guys. Okay, any category can be used, layer 1. Okay, now finally, if I say layer 3, okay, final layer, let us assume layer 3. This I am assuming final one, final, which is used to expose, for reporting, expose, or used for reporting, or used for any other third party. Exposed means it's just for or for BW queries, BIBW. Okay, BIBW, anything. So in this case, now see here, guys, the final layer, the VDM type, first thing, the final layer, any CDS that you define as a final layer, then the VDM type should be consumption. Okay, the VDM type should be consumption. The meaning itself, the name itself specifies consumption, used for third party purpose, consuming the CDS. Okay, now here this comes into picture. Analyticals data query of true. Now if this combination is used, this type of CDS are used for reporting BIBW queries, and followed by it is used for any of the third party systems. Okay, others, this they can access others also, third parties, BIBW, but this is a final layer. Okay, consumption followed by analyticals query true. Okay, analyticals query true. Now this became third layer. What happens? Basic, composite, consumption, with a combination of analytics, BIBW annotations. It may be reporting, BIBW, anything else, analytical queries. Most of the people say, I'm an analytical consultant. Nothing. They just do this. Whatever we're doing. Analytical consulting is nothing specific, guys. Okay, in case of CDS, they may have other reportings which is part of BIBW. That's we are least bothered. And when it comes to the CDS, this is the thing. Okay, now here, whenever you create any CDS, first basic, composite, followed by consumption, and followed by analytical query. Now, if you are following this structure, basically, there is a recommendation that we have to follow. Whenever you write this particular combination, a final layer, Okay, final layer. Okay, whenever you write final layer, okay, this should be on top of, okay, basically recommended recommended this type of, this should be on top of cube, on top of cube, should be on top of cube, guys, on top of cube. Recommended it should be on the top of cube means the prior layer, any consumption and query, if you are using this type of annotation, the prior layer to this particular CDS should be of type cube, should be of type cube, should be of type cube, guys. Now understood? Now once you write what is the purpose of cube, it is a multi-purpose where you can do all sort of calculations, n number of tables joins, everything can be done at the cube level, cube level, and finally that you want to use as a part of final layer. Because in the final layer, if once you specify these two annotations, okay, combination of this and this, if you specify only this, guys, just a minute, if I specify only this consumption, doesn't matter, okay, you can still, you can use multiple tables. But when I add a combination of this annotation, then in that particular CDS I cannot use join, I cannot use any of the associations, any type of things. It can be only get the data from single CDS. The CDS which you are using as a part of consumption and query true, then that particular CDS should be of type cube. That's the reason recommended this should be on top of cube. This type of CDS should be on top of cube. Whereas in the cube, you can write all sort of calculations or anything. Is it clear or not, guys? Any confusion on this? Hello? Hello, guys. Are you there?
Clear, clear.
Yeah. Okay. So now, basically, you may get some questions. Can we use only one layer of cube? No, guys. For example, I can write, okay, see here, basic, okay, just a combination of this basic and use dimension, okay, and combination of dimension, okay, this is one layer, first layer, let us do, okay, first CDS, okay, just writing, and followed by I'll write composite and followed by fact, and followed by fact. Here this is a second CDS, your wish, okay, second CDS where used written, okay, where just giving a structural pattern, okay, where data from multiple CDS, now I can use at the rate of again composite and I can use the analytical data category cube, okay, third CDS where data from multiple CDS of type dimensions fact or anything, multiple CDS and of type any, it means any CDS can be used as a part of this, okay. Next I can write one more thing, a composite and followed by cube, okay, fourth CDS, doesn't matter, okay, fourth CDS, anything, okay, then data from on top of another cube, can be written, cube can be on cube on cube, that's fine, doesn't matter, okay. You can write a CDS of type cube which is on top of other cube, doesn't matter, structure. Now here, now see here, when it comes to the picture, consumption and followed by query true, now this becomes a reporting, this become a reporting. If I'm writing this, then as a part of this CDS, it is recommended to use this or this, because the prior layer should be of type cube. The prior layer should be of type cube. Then you can use all features of analytical queries, guys. You can use all features of analytical queries. Understood or not, guys? Any questions? Now this, the prior layer should be, for this, the prior layer should be cube, so we can use here, we can use this. I can, based on my requirement, I may write on this top of this, or I may write on the top of this. Okay, so in simple words, this is the final layer, whatever you write it. If this is the final layer which you are writing. Understood or not? Any questions?
The only use of annotations is improves the performance. Is it or anything?
No, this is not for related to performance. The performance annotations are already we discussed. That are nothing but an size category. Okay, that all comes under performance, which we discussed in prior classes. Okay, these annotations are used for reporting purpose. The CDS, how to make a CDS as a reporting, and how to utilize this CDS, how to expose to the third party system. Based on these annotations, that will be used for the third party purpose reporting and our internal reporting purpose, BI/BW queries. All this purpose, for this purpose we use these annotations. Analytical data, this particular, basically annotations of analytics.
Okay.
Okay, the performance related are nothing but we discussed about data class, size category, service quality. There are 3 annotations that we discussed in prior classes. That 3 annotations makes the impact of performance of your CDS. To improvise the CDS performance, that annotations we have to use it. Okay, any questions on this till this point? Okay, fine. Now let's do in this particular pattern, guys. Now if you're writing any CDS, if you are want to make a CDS as a compatible to analyticals, okay, and third party reportings, all these things, then you need to follow this particular structure. Then you have to follow for this. Okay, I don't have to use for any analytical queries for anything. Simply then in that case you can use basic followed by composite. Okay, composite and followed by consumption. Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. Consumption, top layer. That's it. You can use this particular pattern. Okay, if you want to find queries, then basic will be always basic. Okay, as a combination of this you can use dimension or anything. Okay, basic followed by dimension. Anything, guys, based on your data. It can be basic, dimension, fact, or anything. Okay, for combinations, fact or anything, you can use this. Okay, on top of basic there should be a composite. Okay, on composite this can be composite. This can be, generally we will specify cube, recommended way. Okay, I'm using directly here. Okay, and since I written a cube, I can write a top layer, again a consumption with of type query. Consumption, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, I'm writing just consumption. This can be on top of this is a query analyticals dot query true. Likewise you have to follow it, guys. Likewise you have to follow a tree structure, just a structural pattern. A cube can be on top of other cube, doesn't matter. Okay, cube can be top of other cube, dimension can be top of another dimension, doesn't matter of prior layers. Okay, but consumption should be on top of cube. Consumption should be off top of cube. Once you use this particular combination, okay, this particular combination, consumption followed by query true, then you can get the data only from single CDS. Remember, guys, only you can use single CDS. You cannot use any joins or anything in this type of CDS. If there is a combination of consumption and query, both combination, then only this applicables. Now, is it clear or not? Is it clear? Any questions on this, on the structural pattern of this? Okay, now let's go on to the right. We write a cube and followed by consumption, guys. Now see here, guys, how to use. Now we are slowly using. Once you use this particular type of annotation, consumption followed by query, this can be used for our ABAP reportings too. Now in S4, nobody is going to design ALV reports, guys. All the things can be achieved using CS. You may not get interactive reports, but you can write most of the CDSs. Most of the reports can be achieved by CDS. Okay, all types of CDS. If you want to write any CDS as a reporting, then you need to follow this particular pattern. 90% of reporting concepts will be done through CDS with this particular combination. Okay, no ALVs, guys. No ALVs in case of S4. You may see in the documentation there is an IDV, new ALV version, all these things agreed, but that is as a part of ALV updated. But the ALVs, which is part of traditional ECC, or still if you rise grid, it may be grid ALV, object oriented ALV, whatever they think, that are not going to support in mobile applications and tabs. It only supports in the tabs, in the laptops or desktops. So due to that limitation, as a customer, we are not going to use we not recommend the ALV reportings in case of S4 systems, because S4 is based on the apps. So apps should support in all tabs, mobiles, all these things. For this reason, we are not going to use regular ALV report. So everything that we develop is on top of CDS. Okay, if still customer demands that we are not going to use any tabs or anything, but still we require this way only, then that's fine. It's a customer risk. Okay, but as a design perspective, we are not going to design. Now how to design? Okay, CDS is only for one layer. Okay, CDS is for only one layer. I cannot define interactive report. So what if I want to go with an interactive report? Then the Fiori comes into picture. UI development comes into picture. They create an UI development with based on our CDSs. In backend, a UI development will be based on, in backend it may be CDS or OData. CDS or OData. Okay, guys. So this way the design will be there, guys. It's not general traditional way of things. No module pulls, no ALVs, no BDCs, nothing. Okay, whatever we learned as a part of next 5 years, this will be all wiped out. Okay, so fact, now it's been for me, it's been almost 7 years which I have not done ALV, guys. Okay, all reportings will be done on this way. Okay, fine. Now let's create one CDS. We already created a basic. We'll just add these annotations, and whatever the consumption composite we add, we create this annotation, and finally we consume as a part of consumption. Now see here. Now, just okay, this is a CDS which already written a composite. I written already a composite, guys. Okay, I already written a composite. Now I can use